Hello and welcome to the Three Geeks podcast. This is Jason, joined by Max, Rondell, and Philip. We are here to give you our thoughts on Fate of the Furious. Yes, I just left this movie, but before we do that, iTunes subscribers, leave us a quick review. Let us know what you think of the show. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that like button down below. Comment. Let us know what you thought of the movie that we are discussing, and check out our live show every Sunday at 7 o'clock now. So, yeah, definitely lots of fun to be had there. Fast and Furious. So, Gary Gray decided to follow up his Oscar buzz-worthy Straight Outta Compton with Fate of the Furious. And we're going to give you a non-spoiler review. Did the movie live up to it? I'm going to start with Max.
Did it live up to, what?
The hype. The hype.
Oh, I mean, it's exactly what you think it's going to be. I like the one thing the Fast and the Furious movies have been doing lately is giving you that solid popcorn, that full on buttery popcorn movie. It is. I didn't like it. I mean, I'm just really glad we saw it for free. I'm honestly like that made me so happy that we saw it for free, because if I would have paid to see that movie, I'd be very, very angry right now. But yeah, like it's a Fast and the Furious movie for sure. It lived up to that. Like, it holds the standard of Fast and the Furious movies. That is, you can definitely say that without a doubt.
I will get into negatives.
You would have paid for that.
I mean, yeah, I'm glad I saw it for free.
We'll get into negatives in a minute. Let's start with some positives. Rondell, what were some things that you liked about this movie?
Let's see. Love the nicknames. Say that I won't. But overall, I mean, action, the stunts, it's like you said, it's typical Fast and Furious, but it was good action flick, good movie. I enjoyed it.
Philip, I'm gonna go last.
So do you want me to actually give positives or my overall impression?
Well, no. If you don't have any positives, you don't have to make.
No, I have positives. I do have positives. But the impression seemed to be happening first. But no, so the positives were some of the actors were perfectly well done and well utilized, like Statham and The Rock. And those two have amazing chemistry together, and I want to see a movie with the two of them where they actually have to beat each other down. That would be awesome.
The Rock would kill him.
The Rock
would kill him in a second. You don't even want to see that. There's no amount of editing that's going to make Jason Statham live through that fight.
Weapons versus hands. There you go.
I still don't think so.
No.
I mean, maybe if you had a bazooka and some distance, I don't know.
Bazooka. Okay. I didn't know you're Superman, but I guess in these action movies, that's what they're going.
In this movie, he's at the very least the Hulk. At the
very least. But anyways, so yeah, I enjoyed that. The comedy that they actually had in this movie was really good. And as Max said, and even Rondell, it's a typical Fast and Furious. But what I would say is they pull it back. I think pre 5, pre 6 with some of the references. Yes, they do. They really do, sir.
You're saying they
actually reference. Yes, they draw a lot more from the original.
They reined it into pre 5 and 6 levels of Fast and the Furious, and I was like, no way. No, this is balls to the wall. Absolutely the biggest one that they've done. I mean, I can say that. Yeah, they the one thing they do is get bigger and bigger. They haven't stopped. I do agree. Some of the comedy is actually really funny. It made me laugh, and I like Tyrese and Ludacris. I like Statham and The Rock. Yeah, so there was a lot of good beats that they had that made it actually kind of worth it. But oh wow.
Philip, anything else positive wise?
So Eastwood was good for what it was, but I think it was too serious for everyone else in the movie. But it was actually enjoyable. I was like, I could actually see him doing something else better. And then Russell was perfect in his silly, simple, cheesy role of just basically throwing knock jokes is the way I describe it. He's just playing off people and just going, yep, just throwing nicknames at people, throwing crap at people. So that reminded me almost a little bit of the characters he used to do back in the 80s and early 90s from his action movies, and I appreciated that.
Big Trouble in Little China if he was in the CIA.
Captain Ron.
And so that was fun. Yeah, I think those are probably my most enjoyable moments. And then the Statham action scenes and the Rock action scenes were really good. Other than that, the car scenes were okay. I mean, yeah, they were over the top, but at some point you get too much, it just becomes gluttonous, and I just can't appreciate it.
Sadly, well, I'll get into it in a second, the negatives.
Yep, but you need to get your positive out.
As far as my positives go, Statham, absolutely. Statham in this movie. Statham is one of the few action stars that has been really good at delivering comedic moments. Like, you know, Stallone tried it in the 90s, Schwarzenegger tried it in the 90s, and it just never worked. You know, Van Damme tried it. But Statham, you know, in The Spy, he was really funny. And in this movie, he is really funny. The banter between him and The Rock is great. It's some of the best one-liners towards each other.
To be fair to all the other people you just named, though, English is Statham's first language.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Well, not only that, but Statham actually started his career not as an action star, but as basically random little guy who basically plays off other people. That was what his role was in like Snatch and Guy Ritchie's movies.
He does something that the other guys couldn't do, though. He takes his tough guy, you know, image from like The Transporter, and he brings it over and makes fun of it without going too over the top. And I thought he was really, really good in this movie, like really good. I hated this franchise up until 5, but this movie is, to me, it's what a summer movie is about. It's mindless fun. You can go, you turn off your brain, shove popcorn in your face, and
I need some liquor. Man. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they serve beer at theaters now, so you know. Like...
Exactly. You turn off your brain, you can watch this movie. I had a lot of fun with it. Now I'm going to kick off the negatives, since I love this movie probably the most, if not the same as Rondell. But the negatives in this movie are heavy, and Philip just mentioned the car scenes being okay. I honestly think at this point it's time to maybe dial back the car scenes just a little bit.
But that's the whole fucking point.
It slows.
That's the whole fucking point.
It slows the movie down a little bit.
Okay.
Because a lot of it is shoehorned in.
Minor spoilers. At least they start this, and I'm only saying this one because it's at the very beginning of the fucking movie. At least they start this one with the street race.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
There's street racing.
I actually didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't. I thought it was cheesy. The ending was shitty. The ending was retarded. They tried to play it off, and so that sold me.
It didn't even make any sense. It didn't even
exactly.
make any sense.
That was why, like, I was cool with it if he was actually a badass. Not, you can have the car back.
Oh my god! And then, oh man, I wish you could do spoilers right now because. It's so ridiculous.
Another part of this movie that I think slows it down, and I don't know if it's because he doesn't have Paul Walker to bounce off of.
Vin Diesel?
Just a slightly better or just slightly worse than?
Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel slows this movie down.
Awful.
I think Max will agree with me. Pretty much any scene of this movie where it's his team and, you know, like I said, The Rock and Statham or Kurt Russell, the movie flows. It's fun. But whenever... You know, Vin Diesel, I mean, he does have a kind of a heavy storyline.
Right.
but I feel like he slows this movie down. I feel like he doesn't add, like, the rest of the guys. Because, you know, Vin Diesel fit what this franchise started off as, you know, the more serious, toned movie. But he just doesn't fit in with the over-the-top, bombastic style that they're going for now.
Well, no, it's the problem is that, like, he's the only character that doesn't get to be over the top because his character is, oh, you know, I'm Dominic Toretto, I'm the patriarch, I protect my family, it's all about me and my family, and like that doesn't really lend to fun things happening, or you know, like
it can be in the last one and even the one before that. He still was about family, right? But he had his team to play off of it. Right now, he's by himself.
Yeah.
He is expected to basically interact with Charlize Theron, who's actually an actress, which basically, not that she does a great job in this movie, but better than him on the screen, which isn't hard to do. And it doesn't work well. I agree with you, Jason.
I wish Charlize Theron would have dialed it up to like Elizabeth Banks, Rita Repulsa levels. I wish she would have just gone fucking batshit crazy, chewed the scenery, fucking just overacted the whole shit out of it. I think it would have been so much better. Because like, you know, she's like a cold, calculating, hardcore chick in this one, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like, you know, because like with her doing that, and then Vin Diesel being Vin Diesel, yeah, like you're saying, just drains everything because, you know, like, yeah. So I feel like she should have just played it way up. But
I want The Rock and Statham buddy cop movie, and I want
dude,
Ludacris,
Shane Black, Rock
Ludacris, and Tyrese to remake The Odd Couple, the Walter Matthau, Jack Lemmon movie. The two of them, their banter with each other is great. I mean, Ludacris already doesn't make albums anymore, and he just comes back and does these and gets his paycheck. See, now he could throw in an Odd Couple movie with Tyrese. It'd be comedic gold, and get F. Gary. I think it's funny, like Straight Outta Compton, Oscar-worthy film, and you know, F. Gary Gray follows it up with this and made something completely different, and it was fun. Rondell, some of your negatives towards maybe this movie.
Negatives.
Where do we begin?
I'm gonna have to go with as much as I like the little comedic sections. I'm gonna have to say the Rock. It was a little over the top. So
Well, say another unkind word about the Rock, and I will beat your ass
Man,
like a Cherokee drum.
Or I'll knock your teeth down so far down your throat you'll have to brush your teeth through your asshole.
Shove a toothbrush up
I'm
your ass.
watching Luke Hobbs, or I'm watching WWE.
Yeah, you're watching WWE. So.
Dude, one of the other things I had is the movie's very predictable. Very predictable. There was like 6 times in the movie where I was like, Philip, this is going to happen. Philip, this is going to happen. Philip, this is going to happen. And then another thing, in the middle of the movie, I'm not going to say what happens, but there's a scene, and I looked at Philip and go, is that possible? He's like, for that one, sure. And then it happened again. He's like, not with that one. Not with that one. Not with that one. That couldn't happen. But it is fun.
And then, like, I don't know, sometimes they cause, like, so much damage in this, and then, like, you just kind of, like, walk away from it. Like,
World War III?
Yeah, it's like they just fucking turn the corner and walk the fuck away from it. And there's just no repercussions at all.
The whole...
Oh, you can't not spoil it.
The whole barrier thing. It's like, okay, really?
Yeah. Yes. We're gonna call that the hot dog. The hot dog was ridiculous.
All right, Philip.
So besides the things I already mentioned, Vin Diesel just, it drags there. And I feel like they have very interesting sections of the movies. Like, I love the action scenes that they actually had, just with the hand-to-hand combats scenes that they actually had. The car scenes were okay. The comedic scenes were actually pretty funny. But it just felt like different sort of types of movies that you got. So that's why I think for a person who's not a huge fan of the Fast and Furious, you can find moments that you at least enjoy. But I think you need to enjoy Fast and Furious to truly appreciate this movie for what it is.
It's like the Power Rangers movie. Like, if you're not a Power Rangers fan, it's really just kind of like a crappy movie. It's not great. But, like, if you are a Power Rangers fan, it's like, yes, this is the fucking best Power Rangers
That's not entirely true. Mike's not a Power Rangers fan, and he enjoyed it.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't enjoy. He enjoyed it, but I'm like, this is the fucking best. You know, so there's that difference. But like, you know, if you're into Fast and the Furious, you're probably gonna like this movie. But like, if you're
easily.
Like good movies that engage your brain at all,
Oh God.
then no, you're not gonna like
Oh, Jesus. There were so many times where I need alcohol for this movie because I'm like, that's not fucking possible. That's not fucking. What the fuck are they doing?
Please forgive the car pun, but you can just idle through this movie. Just coast.
All right, Philip, give us your final thoughts and a score out of 10.
So, like I already kind of gave my general final thoughts. Is if you enjoy the Fast and Furious, you will enjoy this movie. If you want a popcorn movie and you're able to completely just numb your brain, then you're going to be good. You can sit through and enjoy it. But if your mind tends to wander, this is not a good movie for you, so avoid it. So that's why I kind of give it about a 6.5. Like, if you like it, you'll really enjoy it. If you want a decent popcorn movie and you can just shut it off, you'll have fun.
You know what? I thought we were going to be way further apart than each other than we are. This movie, I'm an Oscar guy. I love Oscar movies.
If you're going to say this is an Oscar-worthy fuck.
No, fuck that. No.
Special effects, maybe.
I can't hold this. This movie is good for. I enjoyed this movie because it's fun. It's batshit crazy by all stretch of the imagination. The plot is by no means original.
Well, it's there. There's a little bit of plot.
There is a little
It's
bit
actually
of plot.
the best plot in a while.
Even gives us 1 tier. It happens.
That's not saying anything, Philip.
But, if like Philip said, if you enjoy waffles or enjoy drinking a lot or just enjoy turning your mind off and just being able to enjoy something that's fun, Statham and The Rock's chemistry in this movie is worth watching it. It got me through it. I would see it again. I'm probably gonna wait for DVD to watch it again. I don't think I'm gonna run out to the theaters, but I would have paid to see this. I give the movie a 7 out of 10 just on the sheer fun that I had watching it. Mr. Rondell, before we get to Max's 0 out of 10.
It's not a 0 out of 10. They made a movie, so it's gotta at least show up on the radar.
Like I said, I enjoyed the movie, especially if you're a fan of the franchise. It probably bumped up a little more, but I agree with you, Jason. I was thinking it's about a 7. I would see it again. If I would go higher, if not for the predictability of the movie, but I enjoyed it. And would see it again.
If Vin Diesel wasn't in this movie, it probably would have gotten closer to an 8 because we've just gotten more of Statham and The Rock. That was awesome. I want that movie. Max?
Gets a 5 for me. It's watchable. It's batshit crazy. There are actually funny moments in it. The cars are still fucking awesome. Apparently, every woman in Cuba is hot. Apparently, like every one of them. There's not a not hot chick in Cuba.
I know.
Like,
that was so ridiculous.
Yeah, it was just. I've never seen something so blissfully absurd in Cuba since Bad Boys 2. Yeah, that whole opening scene with the street race.
Freaked out with the chick starting to race. How does she have that on? What is?
Yeah, like I don't even know why she's wearing the little skirt. You know, like she might as well have just been in the bikini. Anyway, fucking. Yeah.
That was the difference between an R and a PG-13, Max.
I mean, like, you see everything anyway. Like, they show her from the back, and you get the whole view. Like, there's just no taking. Like, that's in the movie. So yeah, no, gets a 5. It was really fun to watch, and just like, cause me and I was watching with Amit and his wife Amali, and fucking, we were just bagging on this whole thing the whole time, just like, oh my fucking god, I can't believe, like, just. So that was fun. It's good and worth a watch if you want to take a shit on it the whole time. But like, again, know your surroundings too, because like the only reason I felt comfortable talking out loud during the movie was because we didn't pay for it, and fucking, it was also super shitty.
I got one more question. We're gonna keep this quick. We're gonna wrap this up. But Philip, you and I had this conversation prior. So these movies get more and more crazy, right?
Yep.
If you could take the Fast and the Furious franchise into their 9th film, what franchise would you team them up with?
Oh,
if you could do a crossover, who would you cross Fast and Furious with?
The problem is the movie that I would want to do it with, it just wouldn't work. Like the Bad Boys, honestly, because you could actually get the. Because you could work, right? I mean, you've got the whole Michael Bay
absolutely
work. That could definitely work. But then I don't know. Does that make the movie a little too dark?
No, that'd be fine. Because instantly at the beginning, you kill Vin Diesel, you kill Michelle Rodriguez, and like you get a gangland deal. They don't realize what's happening. They get shot, and you get Will Smith and Martin Lawrence showing up trying to figure out what the hell happened, and the crew gets involved.
I'm down. Yeah, that's hey, that plot is just as good as the one we just watched, so I don't see why not.
All right, back to you. What would you?
That's a fucking good answer. I would the Bad Boys movie. I guess 21 Jump Street would be the only other.
I would go completely batshit. I would do Avengers.
Avengers and
That would
I'm
be
gonna tell
fucking
you,
awesome too.
The Rock in this movie could apply for the fucking Avengers. There's no fucking way.
And that's why I would get rid of Michael Bay and I would have the Transformers and Vin Diesel's team go against each other because The Rock could take on Optimus Prime. I mean,
yeah, and like maybe one of the crew steals like Bumblebee or some shit.
What's that?
You really
Tyrese.
squad.
They can Jean-Claude Van Damme that shit.
Because
they can be brothers.
In the next movie, they're gonna have to make Charlize Theron a good guy because that's what they do. Fucking so she's gonna hack the Transformers for the team.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm gonna take it a step further in space.
Yeah.
Take this franchise to space. That is where I want it to go. I don't care how horrible it is. I will be there to watch it, and I will probably be the last.
Drive a Dodge Challenger in space, though. I don't think.
I don't care. I just want to see it. I know it's going to be horrible. It'll be completely unbelievable. Not that this movie wasn't, and it will be awesome. Anyway, we are the 3 Geeks Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at 3 Geeks Podcast. Yes, we will be live on Easter. I don't know what fraction of us will actually be here. I know I will be, and Max will be.
Well, what time are you going live?
We'll probably go live at a special time so we can work around Max and myself's schedule. But maybe we'll do it Saturday night. Anyway, we will figure this out. But keep us an eye for us on Twitter at 3 Geeks Podcast. We are going to actually have a 3 Geeks cookout in 2 weeks, so that'll be fun too. Anyway, you guys are not invited.
You're all invited.
But, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let us know what you thought. Have a great night.
Jason will put his address in the bottom too. You can make sure everybody shows up.
Good night.
Bring your kids.